all prepared by your culinary arts students.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our WCTV Game of the Week here at Nolensville High School as the Franklin Admirals come and make the trek to Nolensville, Tennessee to take on the Nolensville Knights in a non-region game, the last one of the season. Paul Breece, Doug Capella on the call. Doug, right here in your backyard at Nolensville, I mean, this has got to be fired up, at least on the gas saved.
Easy trip for sure. Electric crowd tonight, a large homestand crowd here. Electric because, as they announced a couple times during warm-ups, the sister team of the Knights here, the volleyball team, took home state medal today.
So the state championship, a three-peat, if I'm missing.
That is correct.
Correct. And it's actually on the upper AAA division this year, first time to participate in that. And Nolensville's going to receive the kickoff here in the blue uniforms, and you know what, Doug, I gotta be honest. The blue uniforms, I can actually see the numbers. So I'm pretty excited here.
After calling a few Summit games, some interesting uniform choices, and numbers are clear on both sides. Franklin in the white and burgundy, we'll call it. So here we got the Knights out of shotgun on the 35. Quick handoff up the middle. It's going to be number 2, Samson Johnson, on the carry for about 5.
So my first look at Nolensville High School football this season, I know Samson Johnson is going to play a big factor, kind of the Derrick Henry-esque type go-to guy for the Nolensville offense. Going to get plenty of carries.
So I would say you have two teams whose seasons probably did not go the way they had hoped, but Nolensville throughout the season has been able to put up some points. As I say that, there's a fumble, of course. 18, their quarterback, Kobe Walton, incomplete, but there's also a flag on the field.
So Kobe Walton, the quarterback, you talked about the misstep. I actually had number 10, Ben Coggin, open. I guess everybody went jailbreak when they saw the ball on the ground. But either way, it looks like it's going to be a penalty against the Knights. And listen, pre-game, Doug Capella didn't know what to expect. They had the strings orchestra do the national anthem. They had the fireworks going on in the background. And then just a well-timed flyover of a herd of geese in V formation. It was just
followed by a flyover by a jet.
Absolutely. I'm sure that not get clearance from the FAA, but
the city of Nolensville does not disappoint, I suppose.
Absolutely. So pretty exciting in the first few minutes of my entry into this Nolensville Stadium.
Looks like he was looking for his screen. He's got a man downfield. Also had a lineman downfield, but no flag on the play there.
Well, sometimes when those plays start to break down and the quarterback starts to make plays on his own, and sometimes the linemen start trickling downfield a little further than they need to. But
they're going to hold their block for usually 2 or 3 Mississippi, and then they're going to head downfield. And when the ball doesn't go with them, the play has had some issues from the start. So Nolensville's backed up. It's going to be 3rd and about 23. 18, Cody Walton's looking deep. Lots of contact on there, but no flag on the play. That is going to bring up 4th and a long way to go.
Well defended right there by number 19, Alec Warchus, the cornerback. I like the play call by Coach Paul Derrick. And just, you know what? We're 3rd and 23. Let's just chunk it up there and see what we can make happen.
Mike Williamson to kick.
So Franklin, our first WCTV, or at least my first WCTV game of the week, saw a Franklin team that was without some numbers on the offensive side of the field, but it sounds like in conversation that they are a healthy squad, and so this may be more of a challenge for Nolensville than initially one might think.
Well, we talked about Samson Johnson, the running back for Nolensville. Right across on the other side of the field is going to be number 3, Bryce Sparks. Keep your eye on him. He is kind of the workhorse offensively for the Admirals.
Franklin also here going to open up in the shotgun. 2 wide to the left. Sparks in the backfield. And Sparks already gets the carry, and he gets about 8. Goes down awkwardly, but pops up.
Brought down by Jaden Wyatt.
Well, Jaden Wyatt, the linebacker from Nolensville, with a I wouldn't know if we clarified as a touchdown saving tackle, but a big chunk gain.
Well, he had about 2 to beat there after he broke through the second level, and that was definitely a big yardage saver for sure. So it looks like the same play to the other side this time. So, and Sparks has 2 carries, and he's got about 20 yards already.
Carried in by Breece Sparks.
Well, I think you came, and we talked about it pregame. You talked about the Franklin Admiral offense and kind of it's trying to find a direction. I think you mentioned to me the Nolensville defense really was trying to find its identity, and this is a game that, you know, they can find their identity if they can find a way to stop the Admiral running game.
Sure, and it's who's going to win, the offense without an identity or the defense without an identity. And so
just as we pumped up the Nolensville defense right there, a tackle for loss by Eric Harper and a host of Knights. What do we call those?
Roundtable council, I suppose, or a crusade of Knights, I don't know. So here we have 2nd and about 12. Sparks has been the focal point. 3 plays, 3 carries for Sparks. Franklin in the shotgun, 3 wide to the bottom of the field. Snap, and Sparks again on the carry. And Paul, he looks like he's been about a shoestring away from a touchdown on 3 out of 4 of those runs.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And what we call the 2nd and 12, and, you know, we've done a few Franklin High games, and what would be an uncomfortable call offensively for them when you have a Breece Sparks that can get to the next level, and now you're at 3rd and 2. And that makes things a lot easier offensively.
And he looks like he has speed. He looks like he takes about 3 steps, and it's a 7 yards. So he definitely has some move to him. We'll see if it's a perfect 5 for 5 on Sparks plays here. And sure enough, Sparks gets carry number 5, and he is going to have the first down or close to it as the official steps in towards the yard to gain.
Williamson and Harper.
And they're moving the chain, so it will be a Franklin first down.
Well, not much scouting. Nolensville defense has been a Breece Sparks left, right, middle, and that's been about it.
Yep. So it looks like they're going to ride Sparks. Well, he's out of the formation as for now. He's not on the field. So
I guess, you know, carry it 6 straight times, you get a break.
I can surely say he will not be getting the ball on this play. So that's going to be number 4, straight up the middle, Ashton Orton. And picking up where Sparks left off, gets about 12 to 13 yards on the play. And we had mentioned the Nolensville defense has had its share of issues this year, and Franklin has taken advantage of it.
Well, so to me, I guess the front 7, right, for Nolensville is really going to have to step up because Coach Melton and the Admirals just said, hey, we're going to run it down your throat until you stop us.
Well, and you can see from the field here, the Franklin offensive line versus the Knights defensive line, there's definitely a size advantage in favor of Franklin. So quarterback keeper here, that's going to be 16 on the carry, Cooper Brown. He's going to be tackled for a loss, but there is a flag on the play. Both sides pointing to one another, but I believe this is going to go against Franklin.
You know, and that's
holding on the Admiral, so this will get backed up.
Yeah, you know, Doug, that's the one thing, you know, teams that are successful, teams that are struggling, mistakes such as penalties, turnovers, right, add up. I mean, you're 1st and 9, 1st and goal. Then you decide to go ahead with a quarterback keep. It looks like Nolensville would rather you string it out than run it between the tackles.
Correct. And as we mentioned earlier, their line is a little bit undersized going against Franklin's offensive line. And so between the tackles has been it. So here we have a pass that's complete get a number here in a second. That's number 21. That's going to be Alex Johnston on the catch.
Short gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the, call it the 15-yard line.
Well, luckily for Nolensville, Cooper Brown missed Alec Warchus in the back of behind the linebacker. He was standing wide open.
So Sparks has been a no-show on this last couple plays. So that's 4 on the carry again. That's going to be Ashton Orton with a nice sizable gain. He's going to be down at about the 4-yard line. So we're going to have 3rd and goal from about the 4, call it 5-yard line.
3rd and goal from just inside.
Well, just trying to, from the home side over here, trying to look over there to see where Bryce Sparks may be located, but it looks like it's going to be Ashton Orton.
Yeah, strange development there. Sparks gets him down the field easily and has not seen the field in the last 5 plays. Franklin out of the shotgun. They're going to hand it off again to Orton, and he is untouched in the end zone. So Franklin, who has had their offensive struggles all year long, makes it easy work on their first drive down the field. Touchdown. I do not see, as I'm scanning the Franklin side of the field, I don't see Sparks on a training table or anything like that, so
The extra point is
could just be a rotation of players, perhaps.
The Admirals take
Sure.
the lead 7-0.
So the point after is good. 7-0 Admirals after the touchdown run by Ashton Orton. And Ashton Orton just going to do what Franklin has done best, just a kick-out block, the pull, and he's going to walk in. And as Randy Orton would say, I'm going to RKO you, Nolensville Knights. Touchdown. Admirals. And an unfamiliar territory for the Admirals to get up 7-0. And this is going to be a huge defensive stand now by the Admirals.
Well, and I think, and you can correct me, Paul, here, but I think without Sparks for the first 3 weeks or so, I believe they hadn't scored for 7 quarters or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Absolutely. Bryce Sparks, definitely a difference maker. And I did see him. I located him on the touchdown run. He was actually running up and down, celebrating. So
I think he's going to make it. It looks like he's going to be okay.
We will definitely see Bryce Sparks in the second offensive series.
It's not exactly cramp weather, I guess you could say.
No.
It's a very cool, crisp night here. It's going to be number 1, Chance Fitzgerald on the return. And he's going to be brought down at about the 31-yard line along with his helmet.
Takes the ball out across the 30.
So your Knights will take over here on the 31-yard line.
15-yard return tackled there by Nick Gacka.
And so Franklin was dealt a short field there. They fielded the punt on about the 49-yard line, drove down. And so Nolensville, the pressure is on now on this offense to see if they can generate some points on this Admirals defense. Nolensville will be out of the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield. You will have Samson Johnson and Ben Coggin in the backfield. 3 wide receivers on the bottom side of the field.
Not quite sure what is.
Interesting substitutions taking place here. Play clock has not even started running
not
yet.
at all.
So there's the play clock whistle.
And now they're
Still hasn't run.
taking 2 Admirals and telling them to get off the field.
This is what appears to be what my dad would call, Paul, backyard football going on right now. So anyway, the play's about to be underway. Shotgun snap. Johnson gets the carry, and he's good for about 2 on the run.
Well, here come the
2-yard gain.
Nolensville Knight players that were escorted off,
Second down and 8.
shoot off the field. They're back for their original play, probably.
Franklin says if you swap out, we'll swap
That's
out.
right.
So here we are in the shotgun again. Twins on the bottom of the screen, single wide receiver in the top. Handoff again to Johnson. He's going to have a little bit of room to work here, and he is shoved out at about the 46-yard line for a healthy about 14-yard gain on the play, and that'll be a Knights first down.
Taken out of bounds there by McCluskey. But not before it was enough for a Nolensville first down.
Well, with all these runs, Doug, we're 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first quarter.
Knights out of the shotgun again. 4 wide. Well, check that, 3 wide. Johnson in the backfield. Walton drops back to pass, looking for the home run hit there.
Look.
The official falls down.
What a play!
But he is in the end zone. Ben Coggin, pay dirt, 50 yards over 3 Franklin defenders and an official who was sitting down, oddly enough, as he was backpedaling. He fell. Coggin broke free from all of them. I don't know if we can count the official as a missed tackle, Paul, but it was close. He almost had him.
We are going to put that one in the books.
So there you go. We talked about it. The offense, quick strike there, set up by Samson Johnson's long run. And then 50 yards downfield, Ben Coggin in the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point is up, and it is good. And just like that, Paul, we have a 7-7 ball game.
Just when you thought we were going to get a healthy dose of Samson Johnson in the running game, Kobe Walton, the quarterback, says, watch this. He's going to take just a nice step, tremendous throw. And Coggin, you see the referee fall down. I thought, man, that is going to be a bad situation for the ref. Breaks a tackle in 2. And he is going to walk into the end zone for the tying score here with 4:02 left in the first quarter.
I got to confess, Paul, with the field being lined for soccer, I couldn't find out when he broke the plane of the end zone.
The yellow on the field definitely makes it a little more difficult. Hey, it's where maybe the referee tripped over one of the soccer lines.
Nolensville's going to line up for the kick. And both teams have broke from the trend that we've seen over recent weeks, which is onside kicks, pooch kicks. Both sides have decided to kick deep. We'll see if that trend continues here tonight. Franklin lines up.
Jordan and Wadsworth back to receive.
3 Knights on one side, 7 on the other. Kicker kicking from the far hash, and there is the pooch kick that I just said I hadn't seen. And so, you know, it all has seemed to work out that the ball is going to go somewhere around the 35-yard line, no matter how you kick it.
Well, that was Rocco Pineda right there, number 44, on the run. You know, when you get those people wearing like in the 40s running up and catching the kickoffs, you get a little nervous, kind of hold your breath, but he fielded it cleanly, and hey, Franklin's in pretty good position here at the 38-yard line.
So Sparks back in the backfield here, Orton on the sideline. Franklin's going to be in the shotgun here. 2 wide to the top of the field. I'm guessing this is going to be a carry by Sparks. And we're going to, before we have that, it's going to probably be an offside on the Knights.
They have a false start.
No, I'm going to call it on number 21, Alex Johnston. So down here in the tight end position. I'm sure Coach Melton and the Admirals probably have preached over the fall break, say, guys, we got to cut out the mistakes and we're going to be just fine. So they had a mistake, a penalty that set them back, but it all worked out. Let's see if they can respond right here.
So the penalty on the last drive didn't hurt them. We'll see if this is going to be any different. So it's a fake to Sparks, pass to 21 there. That's going to be Alex Johnston. So he gets his yards back.
Yeah, that's right. He made up for the 5 yards that
Instead of a 1st and 10, we're going to have 2nd and about 9 3/4 here.
5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd
We'll call
down
it 10.
and 10.
Sparks in the backfield again. Knights will have, or correction, Franklin of 2 wide receivers on the bottom of the screen. Out of shotgun. Snap's good. Sparks gets the handoff, has some room around the side. And as you said earlier, I think the Knights want to push those things out to the outside because their perimeter defense has been solid. It's between the tackles that has caused the most damage.
Now, when you get outside, you've got your friend, the sideline, to help you out. And, man, the Admirals have done a pretty good job between the hash marks. Let's see here on a crucial 3rd and 7 what happens. Or I could be Tony Romo and tell you what's going to happen.
Exactly. So long yardage is not out of the run playbook here for Franklin. However, this time they go with a pass to Sparks, who catches it, but he's tackled immediately by the Knight defense. So decision time here for the Admirals as we have 4th and about 3 to go on the 45, on the Admiral 45-yard line.
Jaden Wyatt on the nice open field tackle for the Knights.
So the Admirals for the moment are lining up and punt.
Well, if they have a fake punt in the playbook, I mean, you're facing a non-region opponent. You got nothing to lose here.
Northcutt deep for the Knights.
So the snap is back. It's going to be a punt. Knights put some pressure on, but it's a good kick down there, the 15, where it's fielded there by number 4, Dylan Northcutt. Northcutt gets about 15 on the return, where the Knights will take over on about the 30-yard line. So I'm kind of surprised there by that decision, Paul, because like you said, non-region game, end of the year, season didn't go the way you'd expected it to, and you're honestly getting probably anywhere from 3 to 10 yards a carry on the run.
Up here in the press box. Please come to the press box. We have your phone.
But it's a moot point here as the punt was away, and the Knights will take over on the 30 out of the shotgun. Quick pass to number 4, Dylan Northcutt, who just fielded the punt, and he's off to the races, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of the Admirals.
Dylan Northcutt, number 4 right there on the catch, listed at 5'6", 120 pounds.
But very fast.
Very fast. But give credit to our guy, Ben Coggin, the receiver down there, number 10, just springing him in the open on that play.
So we have 3 wide to the short side of the field here. Single back in the backfield. It's going to be another very similar play, this time to Coggin. A lot less room that time on the sideline, but there is a flag on the field. See what the call is here.
5-yard face mask.
Looks like a face mask on the Admirals.
Of the incidental variety.
I didn't really mean to do it.
And that's going to be enough for a Horizon Nolensville.
Yeah, so those rules are kind of interesting, Paul. As you get to the different levels from collegiate to pro, they all have a different take on the face mask. The NFL has done away with the incidental. It's 15 no matter how you slice it. Here at Nolensville, that was your 5-yarder. So here we are in the shotgun, same 3 wide set.
Wide open.
Wide open is number 4, Dylan Northcutt. That's going to bring it down to almost the soccer line there, which is the 1-yard line. And we're going with the NASCAR, the hurry-up offense, no huddle.
You're going to see right here, they faked the play that they've ran that set 2 previous possessions. And
yeah, they faked the wide receiver, call it a screen. So there's Samson Johnson's going to get it, and he is going to be tackled by a fleet of Admirals.
Get it to Johnson.
Led by number 11, Ian Arney.
So as you said, they faked the quick pass to the outside. It wasn't a bunch formation. They just had 3 wide receivers to the bottom. So they ran it 2 times in a row. 3rd time they faked it and went for a huge gain.
It looks like maybe the Knights are going to go ahead and run this clock down and change sides.
Well, they tried to catch the Admirals off guard, going no huddle right there and lining up on the ball. And usually when you do that, that probably means some kind of quick run. But the Admirals, to their credit, played it well and stuffed Johnston for about a loss of 3. So there's your first quarter, just like that. On your WCTV Game of the Week, the Nolensville Knights hosting the Franklin Admirals with a score of 7-7.
For being a loyal platinum sponsor. Allied Overhead Door has been serving Middle Tennessee since 1977, giving them the experience and expertise to do garage doors right.
So if we go this rate all night, Paul, this game will be over in time to go home and carve pumpkins.
Allied Overhead Door.
Well,
and again, special thanks to our scoreboard sponsor, Comfort Engineered Systems.
It is
for all your heat and air.
fabulous football weather for sure.
Comfort Engineered Systems.
Ideal, yes. And so it's always fun to see what the student sections are doing for your respective teams, and it looks like this week's theme for the Knights is the United States of America. Lots of red, white, and blue and American flags down there.
They have hamburgers, hot dogs, cheeseburgers.
The Franklin student section looks like it was just warm weather or cold weather themes. There's some sweaters and jackets going on over there.
Well, definitely probably see costumes next week for sure.
So here we go. The Knights take over. It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 5.
Oh.
Looking into the end zone. Almost a nice one-handed catch there in the corner by number 1 Chance Fitzgerald.
Well,
2 flags on the play there.
Let me think about this. This may be offensive pass interference.
There was definitely some space making down there by both sides, but we'll see if.
When you see the defender rolling on the ground.
That could be a sign, yes.
By the way, Fitzgerald's body language is reacting. It's definitely on him.
He already had his case with the coach. So there it is. There you have offensive pass interference. So the Knights kind of shooting themselves in the foot here. At one point, it was 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. Johnston was stopped for a loss of 4, and then we have a pass interference. So here you have 1st and goal from about the 2nd and goal, correction, on the 18-yard line. Here we go. Up play is back underway here as the official spots the ball. Knights in shotgun. 3 wide to the bottom. Johnson goes out with the motion. He's got some room, and he is going to gain about 4. Minimal gain on the pass there. And so we have 3rd and 15 on what was once a promising touchdown drive here. The Knights have seen it penalized and loss of yards back down to the 15-yard line. Seems to be boom or bust here tonight, Paul, on these drives on the offense. You're either getting 40 or you're losing 2.
Well,
so there's a pass to the corner, and he's got a man. Does he have his feet down? Touchdown. Number 4, Dylan Northcutt makes the toe-tapping catch on the side of the end zone. Good throw there by Kobe Walton. And so there you have it. The Knights able to answer on that promising drive.
Kobe Walton, man, showing the arm strength from the left hash all the way back across the field. That's tremendous.
Put it the only place Northcutt could catch it. Tremendous concentration on the behalf of Northcutt to catch it.
Oh,
keep his toes in. He hit something that looked like my golf swing there, Paul.
That missed PAT right there, Doug, could come back to haunt. That's nice.
That extra point was of the line drive shank variety.
We'll see Northcutt at the top of your screen. He's just going to run a little post corner right there and just hangs up just enough.
The official right there on the ball to see.
We do have your phone. It has butterflies on it. If you have lost your phone.
Touchdown.
It is in
Knights, and now they take a 13-7.
Also, Landon Thomas
This all goes
Cooper.
back, I believe, to the
Landon Thomas Cooper, if you're
the
in
fourth
building,
down
could you
decision to
please
punt
come to
for
the
Franklin.
press
I
box?
think we're going to be in a shootout, so if you're going to punt, it's going to be a situation where
Well, and
you
what
may
do,
lose out on a scoring possession.
and what do the analytics say there? That's a fancy word there, analytics. So I would say the analytics would probably have said punt there, but I would disagree.
Well, we're in week 9.
Yeah, and I don't believe that either of these teams are going to the playoffs this year. And so you're kind of just playing for bragging rights here in a Williamson County game. Nolensville kicks. It's fielded at the 14. Number 17 for the Admirals there is going to be Riley Jordan. Almost had a seam, but he's taken down at, again, about the 32-yard line.
Majors. Ball is out across the 30-yard line. It's going to be first and 10 at the
34-yard
line.
line.
Bryce Sparks back at the running back position for the Admirals, which the heavy dose of Bryce Sparks definitely worked in the first offensive possession.
Well, and it's kind of surprising then, Paul, that they would go away from that, because ever since those 3 carries, we've seen a mix of Orton on the run and we've seen some throws. But here we're going to give it back to Sparks, and he's got some room, and that is going to be a quick first down, gain of about 11.
Gain of 11.
Sometimes it's not a hard gain.
We can make it hard, but you're right. Let's do what works until it doesn't work.
As Titans fans, we know 22's our guy. Can we just keep handing it to him? I know eventually he's going to need a break or two, but.
When it goes back to identity, if they're feeding Sparks, that opens up things later.
That's
for
right.
All the plays they can run off of those things. And so we'll see. Franklin looks to be in a tight formation here, and that tells me they were going to go to Sparks, and they do. And he's ridden down hard, but still gets 4 on the play.
Yeah. Positive yardage for sure. Here comes Orton into the game. I don't know.
Orton's in.
Yep.
Sparks is out. Well, no. Sparks is in.
Well, I didn't see anybody go out.
Well,
there we go.
I was going to say there's 12 on the field, so somebody had to come out. And Sparks is out. Orton back in, who, to his credit, has run very tough in Sparks' absence. Franklin in shotgun, 2 wide at the bottom of the screen. Snap is good. Pass dropped by number 9 and caught again.
Wow.
That looked like it may have been an incomplete pass, but in any regard, number 9 there, Lucas Young, catches it. Looked like it was forward in nature, but
like a loss of 3 yards.
Still scoops it up, loss of 3.
Well, the Admirals very fortunate that ball didn't get knocked down at the line of scrimmage. And then Young kind of fumbled it, really couldn't get any forward momentum progress. And you talked about lost yards, puts it in a 3rd and 9 situation.
You know, and you mentioned it earlier, the good teams, you know, Franklin has generated good offense, but then there's been a penalty. There's been a loss of 4.
Yeah.
And it puts them in situations that their offense is really not meant to do. And so here we have a timeout as they're going to discuss the play. And I've never seen that more evident, Paul, than about a month ago we called a Ravenwood game, and New Life Christian came from Virginia. And they looked every bit the part of a team that was about to do some heavy damage to the Ravenwood Raptors. And Ravenwood ended up, it wasn't even close. I believe it was 35-14 the end of that one. And Ravenwood played an almost completely mistake-free game, whereas New Life constantly. I think you said 27 penalties in that one.
It may have been a WCTV record for sure. So Alex Melton right there. It looks like they tried to change the formation during the call. They checked off into something else, and not everybody was on the same page. So,
well, and you can't take timeouts with you, so you might as well use them.
That's
here.
right. You don't want to be in a 3rd and 16 situation, right?
So here we are. We're 4 wide. Orton in the backfield. Got a pitch to Orton. The Knights look like they have it defended pretty well, and there's going to be a block, an illegal block on the Admirals, it looks like.
Tackled there by Harper.
My partner here, Paul, had the official body motion and everything going, so
Well,
looks like we're going to have either a block in the back or holding, some kind of illegal block here.
Reagan McCloskey, number 7, kind of put out down there, to dry out there. But, I mean, he was the wide receiver. You saw the plays develop. It was just a toss to Orton.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 9.
So the Admirals decline it.
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy call, right? I think it's the right call if you're the Knights.
So punt comes out. It's 4th and 10, or call it 9. 4th and 9 from the Admirals' 45-yard line. Snap is up and good. Punt is blocked. The punt is blocked.
Picked up Green.
He's going to go all the way, Paul. Number 93 in the end zone. That's going to be Trey Woods.
With the block punt, and he's in
Scoop and score.
How about that? That's maybe our first special teams.
Oh. The collective sigh as we just heard the PA announcer say there is a flag on the field. And it looks like it's going to be on the Knights based on number 93's body language there. Mr. Trey Woods, potentially the only touchdown, Paul, he'll ever score in his life.
Absolutely.
And his body language looked like his prom date just said, I'm not going.
Like the day of.
Yeah.
This is going to be a huge – oh, man, here we go.
The officials have met, sorted it up, and anytime they're running with the football in the other direction, that's not good news. And the laundry here on the field is actually all the way back on the 50-yard line. Well, I didn't miss the call there.
Well, it is on the
defensive holding called on the.
And here's the deal. That's going to give Franklin a first down.
Defensive holding is an automatic first down.
Move the ball 10 yards.
So, in what was a possible 20-7 game, Franklin has a chance to actually go ahead with a score here with 8:07 left in the second quarter.
Wow, that is a huge turn of events.
Well, we see the block right there, the scoop. Trey Woods, I mean, the 6'1", 200-pound junior, man.
He had some wheels on him.
And that was a slow-developing long snap.
Well, in Paul, in all reality, it got blocked by about 5 different Knight defenders.
Well, and another costly mistake.
That is going to be on the guy that lost the prom date. Trey Woods jumps off sides there.
Man.
So elation to just deflation there in a matter of seconds.
It's like you filling up with gas and you pull up to the pump and it says 379. What?
Yes.
What happened?
And just like that, it's 1st and 5 on the Knight 40-yard line. Handoff looked to be to Orton, but I want to check the number there.
Well, that time Orton, he was he was not going to try to juke anybody. He just tried to run over some of the Knight defenders right there, including number 9, Taylor Wine.
Orton has a little less swerve than Sparks does, but
absolutely
still running strong. So it's going to be 2nd and about 3 on the Knights' 37-yard line. So the Knights quickly trying to regroup here on defense after what they thought was a touchdown. Admirals in shotgun. Handoff is to Sparks. Sparks is making some room in the middle of the field. And there you go, a gain of about 13 on the play.
Mike McWilliams, number 33, the senior.
Again,
with a huge tackle.
Sparks looked like he was one slip away from a touchdown. Which again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, Paul, but it goes back to that 4th and short where the Admirals punted when Sparks is probably averaging about 9 yards a carry right now. Sparks again cuts it to the outside, has some room, still running, moving, and he's going to get about 10 on that one.
Yeah.
Close to the first down. Met by a host of Knights, led by Derek Burrows.
It's good to see that the Admirals are going back to what worked in the first offensive series.
Well, and then you ask the question, why go away from it, right? It's worked so well.
When you got guys like Fisher Anderson, the left tackle, just.
So the Knights are calling a timeout. And
they're talking about,
saying,
regroup, right?
Wait a minute.
For those of you that are
so
here
Coach
for
Derrick
the
has the defense over there.
Cross-country and golf parents and players and participants, if you're here for senior night, if you would make your way to the tent and get ready to line up for.
Well, and you know the old saying, Paul, they say football is a game of inches, and so not just inches, but small moments where the entire thing can change. And for the moment, that change has swung in the Admirals' way totally. We went from, like you said, potentially a 20-7 game to where Franklin may take the lead here on what has been a good-looking drive led by their tailback, Sparks.
The Nolensville community would like to thank you for the unity and community that we have here in Nolensville. Remember, together, we are one.
So Nolensville out of the defensive timeout here. See what they do to counterpunch what has been a very run-heavy drive by the Franklin Admirals. Franklin's got too wide to the bottom. I don't suspect it'll be anything but a run here. There, Sparks gets the handoff. He's upfield, and he is again quickly to the second level, and again, a gain of 10.
Wait a minute now. They may have called a fumble here.
Hit by Williamson.
And they're going to give it to the Knights on a.
There you go. Again, we just talked about it.
Then we're going to have a late flag, which is either going to be, well, I'm going to guess Tony Romo style, unsportsmanlike conduct on Franklin. Probably disagreeing with the call, but you're going to see it right here. Simple play. Sparks takes the handoff for positive yards. Right here's where he gets in trouble. When they start piling him up and they stop the progress. Now, in the NFL, they'd have blown this dead. They let it continue to play, and they ripped it out.
You know, and sometimes that's the curse of the runner that's fighting for yards, because nowadays they're not trying as much to make the tackle as they are trying to take the ball out.
That's exactly right.
And so you saw it there. Sparks fumbled, and then we're going to have, as you said it, unsportsmanlike against the Admirals.
It was not –
did
not really agree on the call. I don't know if
looks like a personal
they thought maybe he was down.
Admirals.
So it was definitely unsportsmanlike.
Ball's going to be placed at the 20-yard line.
Okay, so we've had two possessions, right, where the Knights could have been up 20-7. The Admirals pretty close to making it a 14-13 game, and now the turnover deep into territory.
So Samson Johnson on the carry. He's still running, hard to go down. Does a lot of juking, but he only gets about 4 for all of the running.
Well, that's the same situation. You saw the Admirals right there trying to strip the ball away from Samson Johnson.
Eric Chadwick, would you please go to the main gate? Eric Chadwick.
Oh, that's going to be
I was just about to say 2nd and 5. Now it's going to be 2nd and 10.
So a game that I wouldn't put in the precision category up until this juncture. Lots of mental mistakes and
that's a 5-yard
things
penalty.
Just biting each side on offense. Drive killers that coaches
2nd down and 10.
lose sleep at night over. And so now we're going to be backed up to 2nd and 10. Johnson gets the carry again outside, and he is quickly gobbled up by Orton.
Yeah, how about that?
So the two-way player, Orton there, scores a touchdown and then has a tackle for a loss.
Big tackle for a loss. 3rd and 12 coming up.
Back to pass. Northcutt gets the ball, still on his feet. Franklin with a sloppy tackle there, and it's going to be a first down. So I think if he makes the tackle there, Paul, it's going to be close. But
well, I don't
just heard it again.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you.
On the play.
Yeah, I was going to say, be a bearer of bad news, right?
Gain of 16 if it stands.
We may want to preface every play here with there is no flag on the play. So the Knights are already backing up. Again, the telltale sign of.
The call was holding against the Admirals.
Oh, there we go. We're switching directions.
Oh, and a personal foul.
A holding on the Admirals is going to be an automatic first down, although they declined.
Two flags.
They declined the penalty there.
So they're going to take the personal foul. It was a late hit, out of bounds.
So here we go. Knights are going to be tight to the short side of the field. Handoff is to Johnson. And he's going to get about 2 yards. So kind of a chippy game here, too, between these Knights and Admirals. Second down and 8 here to go on the play. So when I say they're bunched on the tight side of the field, they had 3 wide on the close hash mark here to the out-of-bounds line and a wide field to the other side. So a little option play there to Northcutt. So the small stature but big playability.
On the carry.
But he's only going to get about 3 on the option play there.
Brought down by Sifford.
Well, now the Knights on offense are kind of fighting the clock now. We're winding down. About 3 minutes left until halftime.
3 minutes to go in the shotgun. 3rd and 5 from their own 35. It's a quick pass to the outside.
Oh.
And he is going to be out of bounds, which I was going to say he looked like he was out of bounds, but the Admirals better say small thank you there.
Yeah.
Because he was definitely off to the races for a touchdown. But his heels said, no, sir, you were out of bounds.
But a much-needed first down. Actually into Admiral territory now are the Knights.
Got motion by Northcutt. Handoff to Samson Johnson, and he's going to get about 6.
Ian Arney, the linebacker, dragging him down.
6-yard gain.
So here we go, 2nd and about 4. Clock's under 3 minutes here in the second quarter. Knights driving. Admirals look like they're going to go offside to where the center waves hello. It says, go ahead and back it up a little bit.
Alec Allen, this junior, just a little anxious.
For a first horizon, first down.
So the penalty gives them enough for a first down. Ball on about the 37-yard line of the Admirals. Shotgun. Has a receiver downfield, and that is going to be caught. Number 1, Chance Fitzgerald climbs the ladder over 3 Admiral defenders, and Paul makes one heck of a catch.
Holy moly.
That may be the WCTV Game of the Week.
Prediction.
You'll see the replay here in just a moment. Fitzgerald absolutely goes over the other defenders, which looks, Paul, like it was going to be pass interference. Makes the catch. And there you have what we thought was the score about 7 minutes ago.
And the kick is no good.
Minus the extra point here. 19-7 in favor of the hometown Knights.
Here we go. Here's where it comes in handy is just the plenty of protection that Nolensville gives. And Fitzgerald just going to reach up. Well defended, by the way.
Chance Fitzgerald, staying at 6'3", uses all of that catch radius over the Franklin defenders and just makes a touchdown grab.
Football fans, we do request, do your part in keeping our stadium beautiful by putting your trash in
and
the
so
proper
there you have it, the
receptacles.
Knights strike as the
And once again,
second
we wanna thank our
quarter's
sponsor,
winding
Nissan
down
Cool
here.
Springs.
All
If you're in the
twos on the
market for a
clock,
new
2
pre-owned
minutes,
vehicle,
22 seconds
visit
here to go.
Nissan of Cool Springs.
And Paul, I believe I just saw your breath out
Uh-oh.
of your mouth.
Well,
When I say it's a crisp night here in Nolensville,
crisp night with a K.
Miller set to kick from the 40.
pun intended. There you go. So the Knights kick off here at the 40. We've seen a variety of different kicks, from line drive extra points to pooches, and that one is of the pooch variety, fielded at the 20. Number 17 for your Admirals tries to stretch it wide. That's going to be Riley Jordan.
Nice tackle there by Tomasky.
He abandons the north and south running, and he's then tackled immediately.
35.
It's going to be Zion
Ball is
Tamaska.
going to be spotted just at the 25-yard
On the
line.
tackle.
1st and 10, Admirals.
Well, so now this drive becomes all that more urgent for the Admirals as they want to head into the locker room with a gap a little bit more narrow than 19-7. So they come out 5 wide, then they shift 2 of the receivers down. Man in motion. Knights applying immediate pressure. To his credit,
Yeah.
16 there for the Admirals. Cooper Brown
Yes,
gets it
complete
away,
Gaggo.
being chased. Hits his
Derek
man.
Burrows on the tackle.
Derek
6-yard gain.
Burrows on the tackle.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 4
That was
for
a
the Admirals.
tremendous escapability by
So,
Brown.
so what looked like a surefire sack is actually a gain of 6. Admirals open up again 4 wide this time. The wide receivers are on the wider sides of the field. In shotgun. Brown back to pass, scanning the field. It's batted in the air.
Oh, and it's
picked! Picked by number 6. That is going to be a touchdown. Derek Burrows, who just made the tackle, catches the deflected pass.
Derek Burrows on
And
the
there you go. That is a touchdown. So Cooper Brown scanned the field, then threw it to a safety valve, and it was batted by a lineman. And then Burrows says, I'll take that, directly to the end zone.
And if you're not shocked by this,
To a touchdown.
Doug, Nolensville's going for 2.
To make up for the 2 line drive extra points.
The Knights will go for 2.
Kickers, Paul, are on a very short leash. They don't get a whole lot of love. You miss a couple kicks and everybody sees it, and all of a sudden the team's going for 2.
So a timeout on a 2-point conversion with a minute
Once
22.
again, senior appearance of cross
Here
country
in
and
the
golf
second
team
quarter.
members. If you would
So
make
here
your
we
way
talk about
to
the
tent,
much
to the
maligned
senior
Nolensville
tent to get ready
defense.
for the senior night
Tonight does
presentation.
nothing but strip sparks of the football on a go-ahead touchdown, take a punt back, which was eventually called back, a punt block.
Check our left defensive end right here, number 9.
That's going to be Taylor Wine.
Yeah,
Bats the ball in the air. Burrows right there to get it.
and a foot race and not going to be caught. Touchdown, Knights.
And so, again, the maligned defense does nothing but force a turnover that turns into a touchdown, bats a ball, intercepts it for a touchdown, and then has a punt block that's called back. So I think they heard me, Paul, and they are offended.
Well, that's not the first pass
Thomas
that
Cooper.
should have been deflected.
Landon
They've
Thomas
had a
Cooper,
couple other
please come to the
opportunities.
press box.
You also mentioned the missed opportunities, the punt block that was returned for a touchdown that was called back. So Nolensville, they're showing they're ready to play tonight.
Well, and Taylor Wine is going to be hard to get a dump-off pass over his head because he stands 6'4".
Launch pass complete.
And so when he was looking for his check down,
And that is a
Wine, I don't
two-point
even think,
conversion.
jumped on the play. Just put his arms up and
Your
it batted the
Nolensville
ball.
27, the Admirals 7.
And so-
Brock Majors right there on the 2-point conversion catch. As we'll see right again, the replay of the block
Once again, the Nolensville
interception
band would like to
return.
thank Allied Overhead Door for being a loyal
And so the Admirals,
platinum sponsor.
that's where you say if it
Allied
could go
Overhead
wrong, it
Door
went
has been
wrong.
serving Middle Tennessee
Trying to
since
close the gap
1977, giving them the experience
only ends up
and
further
expertise
widening the
to
gap
do
with a
garage
turnover
doors
for a
right.
touchdown.
Locally owned,
The only
Allied
other
Overhead
person
Door can repair any
probably
garage door
not
issue you
involved in the
have.
celebration was
And
number
the
93 for
Nolensville
Nolensville,
man
Trey
thanks
Woods,
you,
who
Allied Overhead
had the
Door.
punt block
Some of
and
our
return for a
biggest
touchdown
fans.
called
Thank you.
back. He was like,
Paul,
oh,
his,
now you're not blocking for illegally for somebody. Come on.
his feelings will be hurt well into next week, Paul. When you're a defensive lineman and you score a touchdown, that will be talked about for the rest of your life.
You know what?
Miller
If he's going to
kicks
tell
the
his grandkids, he's going to say, I scored.
It happens.
And yeah.
Speaking it into existence. He will cut off that portion on the huddle film that brings it back.
There's going to be offsides here on the kickoff. The kicking woes continue for the Knights.
Offsides, Nolensville.
Well,
I'm going to go out on a limb here, Paul, and say it's because the kicker's number is 51.
well, Reese Miller, 51, you mentioned it, 5'9", 205. He, you know, when he's kicking the extra points, he's rushing things. Right here, he's taking his, nice little, and the guys that are the runners are like, hey, I need to get down there. You're pooching this. I got to get down there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they may have to back the outside guys. They may have to back up a couple of yards just to, keep ready with Mr. Miller's approach.
He needs a punter number, Paul. He has the number of a left guard.
Yeah. What is a punter number? That's the question. 6?
It's single digits. Okay. Whatever's not taken, I think, is the punter's number.
Oh, this is going to be trouble right here.
Fielded. 17 there on the Admirals. A spin move
Pooch kick taken there by Jordan.
by Riley Jordan just may have saved his life, as it turns out, because they were crashing to that ball. And Jordan spins
at the 36.
around a Knight defender who was coming in to make a swift tackle. And so here the Admirals are going to take over on the 35. It'll be interesting to see what the drive is going to look like here to start off, because that'll tell us what they've decided to do going into the half. And so he comes out, fields the shotgun snap. He's going to look in the middle of the field, to number 5.
Pass incomplete.
That's going to be
Gacka.
Nick Gacka.
This is a situation for the Admirals that offensively not very comfortable with, right? It's a more of a running downhill offense than instead of we're going to sit back and sling it around. I would like to see Bryce Sparks maybe catch a screen pass on the run where he get a little momentum.
Well, here they send him out to the flat, and he goes deep, and 33 there for the Admirals. That's going to be Jack Flynn.
Big Jack Flynn.
Fresh Grassland Middle School alumni.
Yeah, the freshman.
Jack Flynn goes up top, makes a nice catch. Admirals on the move here. Ball on the 34-yard line of the Knights. Shotgun snaps clean.
Oh,
and this
no.
is picked. He goes to Flynn again, and this is picked by number 21, Eric Harper, who is then tackled at about the 38-yard line.
Man, 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the Admiral
So Kobe
offense.
Walton there,
First and 10, Nolensville.
Cooper Brown rather. He was looking for Flynn again there, Paul. Thought he had him, and the safety was just waiting for it.
Yeah, we'll see it right here. It was just a nice pick. I thought if he would have kept that line right there returning, but he decided to take it against the grain and go to the wide side of the field. But that's where those speedy defenders can catch up with you a little bit.
Well, and he got chased down by Sparks.
Uh-oh, here comes a screen to Johnson. I like the play call right there, actually. Maybe not to the short side of the field, but getting the ball to Samson Johnson in space, big fan.
I've seen that twice now, Paul, and it's kind of surprising where they run a screen or a play towards the short side of the field, and it just doesn't materialize. There's no room.
That's right.
And so it's kind of interesting that they would call it towards that side of the field. In any regard, it's 2nd down and 10 here. Out of the shotgun. Clean pocket. And that one is almost picked by the Admirals.
Yeah, Nick Gacka.
So
Broken up by
Gacka makes a good break on the ball. Ben Coggin there looking for the pass.
You know what I'm interested to see, this is my first look at Nolensville, does Kobe Walton, 6'2", 180. You know, he's got some escapability. I wonder if there's like a quarterback draw or something that, you know, when you see Destin Wade play.
For 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you just see how special he is.
So batted pass at the line, Paul, and it appeared to be a backward pass.
It's going to bring up 4th down.
That should have potentially been a fumble, but the official did not see it that way and blew it dead.
Uh-oh.
Mike McWilliams into punt.
Some of the punt team members a little slow reacting.
Well, the punt is something the the Knights have not done all night. And so they are scrambling to get the correct players on the field.
They do have 11 now.
So they're in a tight punt, getting ready for the block. 8 for the Admirals, has some pressure, but the punt is away and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. So in high school football, we would call that punt a success.
26-yard punt.
No return. 7 seconds left here in the second quarter.
I'm sure maybe Coach Derrick would have liked to see him kick it or keep the ball in play, but as the clock probably would have wound down to half. But so the Admirals are going to get one more shot. I mean, do they take a knee? Do they try to make something happen?
Well, I'm going to say down 27-7 here. You might want to make something happen. They don't look like they're in the victory or take a knee formation. So they're in the shotgun, 4 wide.
Well, there's no safety back here, so.
Pocket's clean. Throws it to his dump off. It looks like it's going to be.
Wood's pass is complete.
Number 9 looks like Lucas Young. So that's going to do it for the first half of play on your WCTV Game of the Week. The hometown Nolensville Knights lead the Franklin Admirals on a score of 27-7.
Landon Thomas Cooper, please report to the press box.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for second half action of our WCTV game of the week at Nolensville High School, where the Nolensville Knights lead the Franklin Admirals 27-7. Doug Capella and Paul Breece on the call. Doug, got to tell you, I was kind of impressed with Nolensville's offense.
Well, and that's been the thing all along this year. They can score points on offense, but defense has been the issue. And it looked to be, Paul, and if we looked at the first half again and just took away a few of the miscues, this game would probably be a little bit closer. But towards the second quarter there, the Admirals turned the ball over a number of times, some killer penalties, and that has led to the score that we have here of 27-7. And even on the returners we watched, the returner there fumbles the ball and gets it. And so here we are at about the 37-yard line where the Admirals will take over, and we'll see. They are not a long ball offense, so to speak. They're not going to throw it for huge chunks down the field. And even their star running back there, Sparks, was bit by the turnover bug on a critical turnover there at about the 3-yard line where he fumbled, and then Knights capitalized with a touchdown. Sparks there gets the handoff. And again, he's going to go for 10, 12, 13 yards on some tough running. And, Paul, we've said it time and time again, he's getting chunks of yardage when he runs.
Right. It's not going to be rocket science for Coach Alex Melton here in the second half starting. I mean, we saw him carry Bryce Sparks 6 straight runs to start the game, and then got relieved by Ashton Orton, sorry. Scored the touchdown, and will they start out the same process here? It's off to a good start with a first down run by Sparks.
And, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the shortest gain that Sparks had was a gain of 4.
Well, until maybe right there.
And it looks there he's going to have 3 or 4. And so we'd mentioned the 4th and 3 on the 50 where they decided to punt earlier in the first half. And I think that came back to bite them a little bit.
Yeah.
As the Admirals then, or the Knights rather, took that possession and scored.
Well, give Coach Paul Derrick and the Nolensville Knights credit, right? Senior night, the defense you talked about, suspect through the season, bend but don't break kind of attitude tonight, have really held on to only giving the Admirals 7 points on the board.
So Admirals here driving. It's a third straight handoff to Sparks, and it looked like he found no room whatsoever, but still picks up about 2. Paul, it looked like he hesitated there behind the line.
Yep.
Nothing there in the middle, but he's still.
Probably the first time where we've seen Sparks kind of hesitate hitting the line of scrimmage right there. He's been predominantly running downhill when he was receiving the ball. That time you talked about, just kind of snuffed out, put it in a crucial 3rd and 6 situation. And
well, and you mentioned it, bend but don't break. And so they drive down quickly, and then all of a sudden here we have a 3rd and 6. Admirals back to pass, pressure up the front, and he's going to be sacked by number 69 for the Nolensville Knights, Chris Cotton.
Chris Cotton.
The big Chris Cotton runs him down. Kind of surprising there, Paul, to see the big man close like he did.
I mean, not only that, but just came kind of free right off the line of scrimmage.
4th and long for the Admirals.
So a 3rd and 6 makes it a 4th and 19, a punting situation, which if you're just joining us, Franklin did have a punt that was blocked and returned, but was denied on a penalty. So a high snap, and once again, very close.
Punts away, and it looks like Nolensville is going to let it roll here. And so that's one of those plays where the quarterback on the sideline looks at his lineman and says, hey, guys, one of you might want to block him next time, please.
Yeah, that is no fun for sure.
And Cotton there on the play appeared to swallow him, and he was eclipsed by the large interior lineman there.
Well, it's a quarterback's nightmare when you have to, if you're a right-handed thrower and you're having to run left to escape, there's no way you're going to have time to throw the ball. So it's just a run for your life, and, hey, give Cotton a lot of credit right here.
So the Knights come right to their big, tall receiver, number 1, Chance Fitzgerald, who may, as I prognosticated, have the WCTV play of the week there when he climbed the ladder up top in the end zone for the first half touchdown. So
I'm sure the Fitzgerald family is eagerly awaiting the decision by Creed Glantz.
Second and short.
So here we go. Quick pass turns into 8 yards. So we're going to have second and a hair less than 2 to go here. So the Knights lined up in the pistol here. 2 wide receivers on the bottom. Fake handoff to Samson Johnson. And he's going to go to Johnson on the wheel route to the outside. Johnson's got some room. Cuts it into the middle of the field. Cuts it to the outside. Paul, he is going to score untouched in the end zone.
And there are no flags on the field.
And the fireworks are going here in Nolensville. The fans are being treated to a post-4th of July display here of fireworks as the Knights offense is lighting up the scoreboard.
72 yards to be exact.
Arrakis on the snap.
Now here comes my favorite part of the game that's happened so far. The extra point.
The extra point has been interesting.
By the Knights.
No doubt. First one went a mile. The second 2 were line drives.
Oh.
And there, he's back. That looks right.
Good.
Paul, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He did not have the right cleats on. I'm going to
there you go.
here.
Here comes the play. It looks like they're going to fake the handoff to Samson Johnson. He's going to boot out, thinking normally there's somebody out there on the right-hand side. He's going to throw back to Johnson, and then it's all Samson Johnson and I'm going to make you miss me run, right?
Well, and going to the wide left side of the field there, Johnson actually cut it to the inside twice on the same run to gain momentum. And after the second time, there was no touching him there, Paul.
And once again, please, ladies and gentlemen.
And so just like that, in the third quarter, we have the score, the Knights 34, Admirals 7.
And you got to remember, the Admirals came out, punched it down the Knights' throat, scored 7-0. Now we have 34 straight unanswered points by the Knights on senior night here in Nolensville.
Well, and one of those being a defensive touchdown on the interception. So the Knights' offense and defense contributing tonight. And almost special teams.
Almost.
You'd have had the trifecta there, defensive, special teams, and offensive touchdown. And we still have a young Knight here, Paul. So the kickoff there is going to roll into the end zone for a touchback.
Into the end zone for a touchback.
And so Franklin will actually have their worst field.
I was going to just say that, Doug. I mean, you're exactly right.
Great minds think alike, Paul. Great minds.
All the 20, right?
So their worst starting field position of the night. And I'm not going to write off Sparks here just yet. I don't know that you have to go away from him just yet because he probably has the most big play potential for the Admirals. And so here they are lined up 3 wide, 2 on the bottom side of the field, 1 on the top. Sparks in the backfield. See if we can get Cotton blocked here on this play. There's the snap to Sparks up the middle. And this time nothing doing there for a minimal gain. He's going to have 2.5, maybe 3. And I'm going to say that Sparks probably does most of his damage somewhere between the guard and tackle. Outside, he's not had as much luck. But, you know, I was joking around with the big guy Cotton, but he definitely occupies some space there over the center, their nose tackle.
Well, and those 3 guys up front have done a better job of kind of closing the running lanes for Sparks.
And so there's Sparks, and as I mentioned,
and a fumble.
It's a fumble.
And it's going to be picked up.
So that's the second time Sparks puts it on the ground. And, Paul, he had room to run there, but the ball got punched off. I just mentioned between the guard and tackle, and he hits the hole. It was there, and he gets hit from behind.
You're actually going to see the chase down right here. The guy just turns and punches it
out.
There's
the punch. Excellent play on the Nolensville defensive side of the ball. He just punches the ball out of the ball. And, Paul, that's they sometimes will put that on the running back, the fumble, but that's a hard play to defend against, getting the ball punched from behind.
Now, what normally happens on the turnover? I'd try to go for a home run right here. Let's see if they do that.
So it's an option play to number 4, which is going to be Dylan Northcutt, who already has 1 touchdown in the game.
Pitch goes to Northcutt.
He gets about a gain of 8 on the play.
Gain of 7. tackled by Gacka.
Nolensville kind of in a hurry-up mode, as you like to call it, NASCAR.
From my old days when we were putting in the spread, that was our NASCAR formation, the hurry up. No huddle, hurry up. Long time ago, Paul, long time ago. Here we go. We got 3 wide, single back in the backfield. The handoff's going to be to Samson Johnson again, running tough. He's going to have a first down at the yellow soccer line.
Just outside the keeper's box.
Oh, and there we go. Got some yellow tissue on the field there.
Yeah, it may have been landed on the
it was camouflaged by the
personal foul on Nolensville. How about that?
Nolensville.
So it looks like it's going to be a first down, and then they're going to mark off the penalty here. So here we are. We got about 7 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third quarter. The Knights getting backed up after the personal foul penalty. It's still going to be first down, but it's going to be about 1st and 25 to go after the penalty. Both teams have their full assortment of timeouts.
Second down. First down. Dead ball foul. The first down was picked up, and then the penalty. So we have 1st and 10.
So after it's all sorted out, we actually have a 1st and 10, being that it was a dead ball penalty. 1st and 10 on the 28. The Knights are going to run a pitch here to Johnson. He's got some room up the middle. Johnson lowers the shoulder on a Franklin defender. And Johnson, not your biggest of running backs at 5'7", 180. Has a little bit of a Napoleon complex there, if you will, Paul.
Around 13 for Johnson.
What subject do you teach?
It could be history.
It could be, okay.
That's right. He lowers the shoulder there and gets about 4 extra yards.
And the first down off the penalty.
So here we are back where it all began. 1st down and 10 on the 15-yard line. Knights looking to head into the end zone here. Back to pass, plenty of time, and just overshoots Ben Coggin there.
Looking for Coggins.
So Kobe Walton poised in the pocket there and just overshoots by about a yard for what would have probably been another Knights touchdown. So it's got to be a happy crowd here for the Knights, Paul, being senior night here. Seniors honored at the half. Franklin student section still lively over there despite the scoreboard discrepancy. So here you have 2nd and 10. Johnson in there in the Wildcat. Yep, exactly right. Keeps it. And he's going to get a first down. So the markers will go down on the sideline, and we'll have a 1st and goal with about 5 to go.
Well, I think that's, seeing Samson Johnson in the Wildcat is
not what Franklin wants to see.
No, absolutely not.
So there again, Wildcat keeper again, and this time he is going to be
very close.
Look to be in the end zone, but not so, says the official down on the field. It looked like his upper torso was, however. But the official there on the line says no. So it is now going to be 2nd and goal from a hair outside of the goal line.
Well, and what I would say is typical high school call when you're on the 1-yard line to go into shotgun formation. Kind of drives me nuts, but.
Well, and there it is, Samson Johnson again, and he is going to be stood up. No signal from the official. It's going to be 3rd down now. You're right, though, Paul. When you have a yard to go and you back yourself up 4 at the snap,
there's not 300-pound defensive linemen across the way. I think your quarterback can go under center and just lean forward for the one. It's going to be very disheartening if Nolensville cannot convert right here.
So it's the same fumble here. Looks like Franklin may have fallen on it.
Ball was loose.
Looks like I was wrong. My wife would say, Paul, it happens often. So here we are. Fourth down.
Recovers the fumble on the 1. 4th and goal.
Well, this will be some, I'm sure, some run pass option here for the Knights. I mean, they tried to run it 3 straight times, Doug, with no success.
Well, in that time they looked to keep it.
Yeah.
So Kobe Walton on the keeper, and he fumbled and recovered. So here we go. There's going to be another pass to the outside. That hit the turf, and that's going to be incomplete.
Pass is
Well,
incomplete.
so
like I said, you go under center, you lean forward,
Admirals will take over
and the score's
on downs.
41-7. But that's okay. Nobody
First
asked
and
us.
10.
That's right. Well, Paul, some
From the
things are
1 yard
tried
line.
and true. And to me, you know, I know that's the word we would say is sexy to do that, line up in the shotgun on the goal line. But you're just putting yourself away from the goal line. And our point on that was proven correct, as the Knights were unable to break the plane of the end zone, and the Admirals are going to take over on now what is officially their worst starting field position.
Yeah. when you're on the 1, it doesn't get any
It
worse.
does not go. And we have a flag.
Well, hang on just
we have
a
2
second.
flags.
Flag on the play.
Illegal substitution.
So it looks like an illegal substitution
Illegal
call.
participation. by the
Illegal
Admirals.
participation by the Admirals. And so
Half the distance
not
to
a
go.
critical penalty, as they only go back a half a yard.
Well, you don't want to make a mistake right here if you're the Admirals.
Well, right, if you have a holding penalty or anything like that in the end zone, it'll be a safety. And so Ashton Orton
Got to get a little breathing room.
gives them a little bit of space there up to about the 6-yard line.
McWilliams on the tackle.
So good play there,
Negative
Orton, to
6,
get their
second
heels
down, 4.
outside of the end zone. And so one thing here too, Paul, that you can see sometimes are these screen passes or something like that to the sides. And when you're this close to the end zone, that makes you a little nervous.
Yeah.
But if it's an inside screen, there's about a 15-yard bump there given by the secondary of the Knights. So Orton's going to get the ball again. And the Admirals coach may have seen enough of the fumbles on Sparks
Coggin on the tackle.
And,
for the time being
yeah, I was
anyway.
gonna say, you may be exactly right.
Sparks put it on the
Gain of
carpet
3.
twice tonight, and
Sometimes
Gonna
you'd
bring
say
it
that's 2
third
too many.
down and 1.
so, you know, and it's unfortunate because the first one he was being tackled by about 7
Right.
Knight defenders, and it just got yanked out. And that one he got punched out. So, unfortunate for the young man. I'm sure he'll rebound, though. He's very talented. So, Orton there, running heavy, picks up a first down. The difference here, though, Paul, is with Orton, he's a steady, solid running back, but he lacks the speed that Sparks has. And so if the Admirals have any chance of trying to close this gap as the third quarter's winding down, it's going to require some big plays. So we have a 1st and 10 on about the 18. Another handoff to Orton, cuts it back inside, and he's going to be stopped there on about a gain of 2.
Orton on the carry, gets the ball to the 20.
So we mentioned the maligned Knights defense all year long, and so tonight they actually held pretty strong, and we were wondering what side would give, the starved offense of the Franklin Admirals or the starved defense of the Nolensville Knight. And Paul, I think we have our answer.
Yeah, absolutely. The team in blue is definitely holding their end of the bargain.
Design quarterback run here, and it looks like this is going to also go nowhere. It's going to be about a gain of a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Admirals.
Brown on the carry.
3rd and about 5.
Gain of 2.
The Admirals will line up on about the 23-yard line.
Yards to go for the Admirals.
And so to me, Paul, this is a play where you bring the young man Sparks in, and build his confidence, let him get you a first down here. And so
there you go.
He is in the backfield. I'm glad Franklin's listening. Sparks in the backfield there. There's a snap, handoff to Sparks. Cuts it outside.
Ooh,
and he's going to be close
yeah.
to a first down.
The
Looks like he's short.
No, they're going
to give it to him. So, and we have a Knight defender down on the field. Number 54 for the Knights, Evan Buckner, shaken up on the play.
Well, it's maybe a good time, Doug, as he gets attended to run down some scores.
First down to Breece.
Bless you, Paul.
Yeah, thank
Bless
you. Man, I don't know where the cold weather's starting to kick in. Summit leads Shelbyville 43-7 at halftime.
Nail biter.
Yep, sure. We also have, I saw one more. Independence leads the undefeated Page Patriots 28-17 at half. I said undefeated. Ravenwood is beating JP2 35-21 at halftime.
So Ravenwood looking, along with Summit, to make another title run this year.
And Brentwood is leading Beach 28-7.
So all in all, a pretty good night for Williamson County Athletics. There we go, handoff to Sparks again, fighting for room, bouncing off a few defenders,
Sparks
but only going to get about 2 that time.
Wide on the tackle.
And so whatever halftime adjustment the Knights have made defensively, it has bottled up the interior running lanes for Sparks.
We're probably going to get one more play here to wrap up the third quarter.
Well, it looks like the game clock and play clock are mirror images of one another, so they could let it maybe run down, but it looks like they are going to run a play here out of the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff to Orton. He's going to have some room, runs hard into a couple of Knight defenders.
You guaranteed you're going to feel that from Ashton Orton.
Gain of 6.
He did not want to slide there for sure. He went head on into 2 Knight defenders.
Well, we're going to wrap up the third quarter here. 34-7. The Nolensville Knights lead the Franklin Admirals. You know, and I know you're a big-time proud father of the Nolensville High School girls volleyball team. Right on the track, Brett Young and the Nolensville Knights volleyball team being represented here.
There they are.
You're a 3-time state champion.
And the fireworks go off.
They thought we couldn't do it in AAA, but we proved them wrong.
So there they are. They got the hardware there on the sideline, on the track. So interesting story there about the Knights. They last 2 years were in 2A competition, you know, and they would play Brentwood and Ravenwood. And so this year they bumped to 3A with the same result.
Well, was an all Williamson County final, right?
Correct, Ravenwood. And so Nolensville, last time I checked in volleyball, was ranked number 1 in the state and 11th in the nation. And I believe they actually moved up to number 8.
Wow.
In the nation.
It's huge for the program.
So kudos to the Lady Knights of Nolensville.
Gordon on the carry.
That's pretty good.
Nolensville band also putting on a show here on the sideline.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm not sure if we can get our camera to check that out, but as we get an injury on the field. But
so we have a Knight defender down on the field.
you know, I did witness the Nolensville halftime band performance, and I was pretty impressed.
Great pride here in the band program. I had to sift through parents filming and probably made some of them mad getting up to the press box at halftime. But they all are proud mamas and papas here of the students' hard work on the field with the band. And there's Coach Young there in the stadium, signing autographs and basking in the glow of championships.
Absolutely. Making his way up. I don't know. Can we get him to bring him on interview? I don't know. We'll see. We can yell down to him. I don't know if he wants to climb the proverbial ladder to get up top.
We might be able to get him up here.
Convincing. So just an overall huge night here at Nolensville.
Fun crowd here. There he is. Hey, Coach Young. Hey, can we get you up here on WCTV for a couple questions? Sure. Paul Breece said get up here.
Hey, get up here, Brett Young. Man, I tell you what, Coach Young, having a tough time getting up the ladder. It's huge. Signing autographs.
Coach Young had all the way to that trophy. He couldn't get up the ladder. So we have Coach Young with us here.
He's very comfortable with that.
Joining us fresh from his championship victory at Siegel High School today against the in-town rival Ravenwood Raptors for 3A state champions. Coach Young, how does it feel for a three-peat, this time moving up a class to 3A with the same result?
Pretty special day, man. I've got to pardon me. My voice has been gone about 3 days ago, so just super proud of our team, super proud of the girls, and making that transition from AA to AAA was very tough. Being in the district that we're in, and how good our county is, and just couldn't be prouder of how we played this week.
So you guys chose to take a tough road, losing in the first round to a very difficult Cleveland squad, which pitted you somewhat of a gauntlet, playing 4 games over the next 2 days. And your girls, I could not believe the composure that was held together. So how do you cultivate that in those kids? Because they, Coach, honestly looked tired at the end of that day on the third match, and I couldn't believe how they pulled together and beat some really tough teams on those days. So what did you do as a coach just to kind of keep them going?
Right. Well, that's definitely not the route I would normally like us to take.
Right.
Cleveland played phenomenal that first Tuesday and, put us behind the 8 ball a little bit, and we had to take the long road, so to speak. Got through a good Maryville team on Wednesday. Then yesterday was, good gracious, it was a long grind and going through 3 really good teams. And you're right, by that third match at 7:30 against Cleveland, we were – I know we had, it's just a lot of volleyball, and we battled through, and we made some uncharacteristic errors in that game, but at the same time, we stayed tough enough to give ourselves a chance to play today. And gracious, today you couldn't really tell that we had played in the last 3 or 4 days. I thought we looked fresh, and thought the girls came out just super excited and pumped up, and we made it a little easier on ourselves tonight in that we got the lead early in every set. We had been coming from behind a lot, it seemed like the last couple of days. So it was nice to be chased instead of, having to do all the chasing.
So on a more personal level here, last high school volleyball game for your daughter. How special is that for a dad to get to coach his daughter and her last game is the state title?
It's been just an unbelievable experience these last 3 years to get to be with Avery and to just be a part of her journey and have the chance to do what we've done. These last 3 years have been ultra special, but being a coach's kid is not that easy. I know I'm unintentionally sometimes, but I'm harder on her than probably any other kid. She's got to hear a lot of different stuff being a coach's kid, but at the same time, it was a unbelievable way to go out. Hadn't totally hit me probably yet. I'll probably have a good emotional breakdown at some point in the next couple of days.
Well deserved too, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was a great moment, not just for me and Avery, but obviously for our whole team. And what can you say about the Nolensville community and the student section these last few days? We had unbelievable support, and volleyball is such a an emotional and momentum-based sport. When you have that type of support from your fans, it made it. They were big for us these last few days for sure.
Well, absolutely. And, Coach, only 4 seniors on the team, so the future is bright here for Nolensville volleyball.
Sure. Avery and Mamie, 2 4-year starters. We'll have to find some folks that can step in and fill those roles. And just want to make sure we mentioned Sydney Bladorn and Ella Sylvester, just 2 unbelievably selfless, teammates. All 4 seniors had such a big part in what we've built here. And it's going to be tough to replace them, but at the same time, we've got we're really fortunate to have the underclassmen that we do, and I know there's going to be some people fighting to get in those spots. And the good news is we can worry about that here in a few months and celebrate what we've got right now. But really, really excited about what we've done and also what our future is going to hold.
Well, Coach, I want to wish you guys a congratulations. Well-deserved, hard-fought 3A championship. I appreciate your time up here, and we want to turn you loose to continue your parade of high fives down there in the stands with the parents. And so enjoy it very much. And, Coach, it was so much fun to watch you guys this week and last week in districts, regionals, and finally the state tournament. So it was a lot of fun and much to be proud of with those girls, and a credit to their coach here.
Well, I do appreciate his kind words, and thank you guys for having me on. And like I said, look forward to 3's nice. We'll see if 4's in the works for us. So we'll go from there.
Coach Young, I appreciate it very much. Congratulations.
Have a good one.
Good enough for the first down. Let's call with the tackle.
Now he's got to focus on middle school basketball.
First and 10 from the 17.
There he goes, right. Brett Young, minor celebrity here in Nolensville. He may have been shooting the fireworks off in the parking lot.
Well, it wasn't for the night's football. It was the volleyball team arrived, so they launched some fireworks up in the air here.
That's quite a scene. It's my first Nolensville High School football game to witness, and hey, you guys got it going on over here. So hopefully it's a little bit easier getting out of here than it is at Independence and some other high schools. Doug has informed me there are 2 ways out of here. So
3, actually.
Okay.
3.
All right. Perfect. Options. All right. Well, good luck as he focuses
there's
on
Coach Young back down.
Middle school basketball season just around the corner for Coach Young. He's fired up. As he no rest for the weary for that guy.
Yeah, what a run it was. And as we talked on the interview, his daughter is a senior on that volleyball team. She's going to go off and continue play at Freed-Hardeman University. And so just what a special moment for a father-daughter. Last game, 3A championship. So back on the football news here. You haven't missed much here as the score remains 34-7.
Well, we had a big play right here as McCloskey on the catch.
There's some flags on the play,
and that's going to be after the catch. He's got to go with a horse collar. So there's going to be another 15 tacked on. And so that was a big-time positive play when you get Brown a little more time to throw. Found the right receiver, and Franklin with a little momentum here.
So here we are in the 4th quarter. 7:56 is your time. The Nolensville Knights holding on to a 34-7 lead. Admirals driving. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 15. But, Paul, you mentioned the bend but don't break defense. We'll see what the Knights have in store here for the Admirals as they try to draw just a hair closer here.
Well, and some of the bending right we talk about has been the turnover bug by Franklin, which has helped the situation for sure. But as we're getting down late in the 4th quarter, seems like some guys are getting up a little bit slower. As the air quality temperature has definitely dropped a little bit. Are you underdressed? I may have been underdressed a little bit here for the 4th quarter.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Paul, because on my way here, my wife chose to criticize the outfit.
So she thought, hey, it's warm outside.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I was like, hey, stay in your lane, because I knew, looking at the old iPhone here, that the temperature was going to be a little chilly tonight. And
is your wife, she left the game early and already at home? Or is she still?
I can't say. I think she said she was leaving early. I would imagine she probably hung out to see her own daughter there on the volleyball team getting celebrated. But we may have to edit that portion on the replay that I was correct and my wife was wrong.
She may call Lance up personally and say, take that part out. Well, I just got an official word that next week, Ready?
I'm ready.
And what is a crucial game? Obviously, Summit has wrapped up the region. Independence at Ravenwood.
Whoa.
One of your favorite places. Ravenwood High School. And what would be a battle for second home field for the first round of the playoffs at stake. As we're going to see Orton here just churning and continuing.
And he is going to be in.
I think he's in the end zone. He's
past the soccer line and the goal line for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, if the soccer goal was there, he would have ran into the net, I think.
So there you go. Admirals punch it in midway through the fourth quarter. I almost lost my broadcast partner as concession stand is half off.
We that is a big man's dream right there when you hear that concession half off situation right there.
Kick is up and it is good. Your new score here on the WCTV Game of the Week, Nolensville Knights 34, Franklin Admirals 14.
Well, we'll just see it right here. I mean, Doug, it's just a simple handoff to Orton, what they've been doing all night. I mean, there's nothing really fancy about it. And then finally get a little push. Orton, not one to go down easy, right?
Well, and the difference, Paul, in that drive is no turnovers, no penalties, and they actually had a big play. And so that has been the recipe here. They were able to punch it in on the first drive of the first quarter, and then midway here through the fourth. So still some life, albeit slim, here in the fourth quarter for the Admirals. And Paul, I got to congratulate the both of us as we have made it through a broadcast up to this point without referring to Franklin's old mascot.
I'm not even going to mention it.
Anytime a team changes, it becomes difficult. You know, you had the Washington football team changing from the Redskins, and you hear pro announcers make that mistake, and we've made it almost through the whole broadcast, Paul.
This will be returned.
23 on the return. That's going to be Jalen Jackson, who's still moving, dancing east and west, a little north and south. He has got his slippery shoes on.
Nice carry by Jalen.
That is going to be a lot of running, but out to the Nolensville 43. So probably your better starting position, barring no turnovers or anything like that, for your Nolensville Knights. So Nolensville will probably be looking to punch it in here to kind of end this one. You got Johnson in the backfield. Play coming in. Looks like we're going to be in the shotgun. Two wide receivers to the far side, one close. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to Johnson. He's going to find some room up the middle and get about a decent 4.5 yards on the play.
Well, next week, the Admirals take on the Summit Spartans in the last regular season game of the season, and what a way to end it.
So what you're saying is savor the moment.
Savor the moment. Summit, we've seen them multiple times on WCTV. I would have to call them a definite contender for a possible repeat at the 6A, at the state championship. But first year, like Nolensville volleyball, right? They get bumped up. Will we see some kind of correlation here?
Well, and if the words defensively challenged are mixed with your football team and you're going into a high-powered Summit offense, generally that doesn't make for good outcomes. But you have seen stranger things. The games do have to be played after all. So here we go, Knights 1st and 10 on about the Admirals 47. Quick pass to the outside, number 21. It's going to be Eric Harper on the catch.
Well, we got a score update, and Indy leads the current undefeated Patriots 35-24.
Still remaining close. How much do you have time left in that one?
Late in the third.
Late in the third, so Page could rally there. So here we go. The Knights hurry up to the line and then take their time, running some time down off the clock out of shotgun. Hand off to Johnson again, and he's going to be tackled almost immediately for a minimum
Kind of a
gain.
slow developing play right there. The Brentwood Bruins are leading the Beach Buccaneers 35-21 late in the third.
A little bit of inter-county play there, Sumner County and Williamson County.
Sir.
Nolensville in no hurry here to run a play. Out of the shotgun. Pocket's clean, he's back to pass. Has number 21 on the outside, Eric Harper again. This will be short of a first down. May be close enough to measure. Nope. It's going to be about half a yard shy of the first down. It's going to bring up a third and about one.
Third down and one.
So Kobe Walton, the quarterback for the Knights, pretty accurate tonight, Paul, on his throws. He's had a decent, clean pocket. Hasn't run all that much. Walton again out of the shotgun. Johnson in the backfield. Johnson gets the handoff, but the play is quickly blown dead by the officials.
Flag on the play.
It's going to be a false start on your Knights, backing them up 5. So what was 3rd and 1 is going to be now 3rd and about 6. Generally on 3rd and 1, Paul, false start is not what you're dialing up.
It's not what I called, Coach. Let's try this something. I would assume that Coach Derek and the Knights probably going to keep this on the ground just to keep the clock running.
Just over 3 minutes. We got a toss to Johnson on the outside. He's got some room. If he can turn the corner, he might be gone. Stays in bounds. And there's a flag. So for the moment, he's in the end zone.
Yeah. Fortunately, you know, once you get outside the tackle,
that's going to be a hold.
There's a pretty good shot that you have a receiver trying to block somebody.
Well, 2 things usually come in. It's going to be a hold or a block in the back of some sort. And so there you go. There's a reason why the outside was so open. And that's because there was a hold.
It's amazing what the student sections have developed into, right? I mean, at one time, you know, cheering chants was a thing, but now, man, you've added music to this whole thing.
And so there we go, number 21 on the carry for the Knights. That's going to be Eric Harper. And so what was a touchdown is turned into now 4th down, but it's going to be 4th and a long 1.
Gain of 8. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1.
Samson Johnson going to get
Johnson on the carry.
First down easily.
8 yards. And then it's enough for another First Horizon first down.
So, Paul, that's probably all going to do, but do it here.
He'll nail in the coffin, right?
We got a minute and just over a minute and a half left and first down, and so it looks like they're going to be in the victory formation here, so to speak. Not the natural V.
You'd have loved to see that play right there at first and 1 from the.
So it is possible they can line up under center.
How about that?
Walton takes a knee.
And so probably not what the quarterback Kobe Walton is used to under center. Majority of the snaps coming in the form of shotgun.
So next week, Doug Capella at Ravenwood High School. Independence coming to town. And what is a matchup of Independence coming off a possible huge victory over Page and would love to maybe, shock the world and taking Ravenwood down as the both teams will enter the playoffs.
Well, if this were a prediction show, Paul, which it is not,
well, we can try.
I would predict that the Raptors are probably going to go ahead and win that one. But like you said, they have to play the games. So there's your second knee. Kobe Walton takes a knee, and that's going to do it here for our WC TV Game of the Week.
Looks like that's going to
as
be the
the
last
visiting
play of the ball
Franklin
game.
Admirals go down to the hometown Nolensville Knights here on senior night
We do
in
wanna remind
Nolensville,
everyone,
34
Next week is senior
of 14.
night, starting at 6:10. Come out and support the